do it? Okay, got it. And I'm going to get the buyer's give, not a buyer's give, I'm going to give a giveaway going. I put together some care packages for you all. I call them care packages. You're going to get a heated face mask, a tea bag, a keychain that reminds you when you're stressed out. It's an anxiety keychain. It's the grounding techniques, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know, how many things can you see? How many things can you touch? How many things can you smell? You've got some stickers you can lay around the house to remind you when you need to take a breath, as well as some cards to put in your wallet when you need to distress, and chocolate hearts because chocolate is life. Come on. So get in that giveaway. If you love live thrifting or vintage or whatever, follow me on my item I have pinned below. And I guess I put this off too long. All the tips are going to go to How to Thrift to Use Second Chance, because I'm sure she's helping veterans, and I'm here to talk about PTSD, which is something very near and dear to me. I want you to meet someone. This is Edward Michael White Sr. So I have a smile. I have a smile. This is my dad. If he were still with us, he would be turning 100 in April. I was a late life baby. So that's kind of weird. My dad suffered from PTSD. Thank you, Manny. He served in World War II aboard the Susan B. Anthony ship, which was sunk in the English Channel with he and his entire crew on it. And they all survived, thank goodness. But that was a very traumatic experience. My mother didn't talk about it. If you have a World War II vet, about 15 years ago, the Freedom of Information Act let all the World War II vets' documents go to the National Archives, and you can get copies of those. And I read a lot about his mental health, and he spent time in a mental health facility. But let me tell you where that was all before my time. I was born in 1967. Again, I'm the late life baby. And my dad, I only had my dad for my first 8 years because he chose to leave this world on Labor Day 1975. He committed suicide in our home in Baltimore. And he did it in front of me and my mom. I was 8. I've been to therapy. I'm okay most of the time. Today, I'm not going to be okay. And I've done my therapy. I'm all good. But you guys, the hearts. Being a late life baby, my mom's passed 10 years ago. My sister passed 6 years ago. My brother passed 1.5 years ago. My brother ended up inheriting my dad's Navy uniform. So when he passed, I'm the only one left in my family. The Navy uniform came to me, hence that. And when I got the Navy uniform from my niece, when you think you're okay, something will come back and bite you in the ass. And I want to show you the reality of my father was 17 years old when he entered the Navy. He lied about his age, and it was wartime. It was 1944. Yeah, 1944. He was 17. He knew when he was 18 he was going to get drafted. And when you get drafted, you don't get to pick what branch of the service you go in. I don't know if it was random or they just put you where they needed you. Anyway, he wanted to go to the Navy because, it comes back to bite you in the ass. He wanted to be on a Navy ship, he said, because you don't have to worry about where you're going to sleep at night, and you don't have to sleep in a foxhole. So he decided to go to the Navy, so he enlisted. So he went in the Navy, and I guess you figured that out. He chose the Navy. The Navy didn't choose him. And I said I got my father's uniform for my brother, which I had seen it when I was a kid, but I never paid attention to it. But this did me in when this came to my house. I've got my dad's uniform. It's 1944 Navy uniform. Swipe at it. Who's gonna get this? Who's getting this? Stella. I am so happy you got that. That is perfect. That is karma. That was perfect. That was perfect. Anyway, this is my dad's Navy uniform. The uniform he was wearing in the picture. Do you see how small this is? Do you see that? Here's his everyday uniform. That was his dress uniform. Do you see how small this is? A little boy went to war, and he didn't come back okay. I measured this and I looked it up. This is a boy's size 12. If you have a son, I have 3 of them. And imagine when they were 12, or even at this age, 17, sending them off to war. I'm not going to get political because right now I'm afraid of a draft. It's one of the things that keeps me up at night sometimes. But it's a size 12. Here's his little sailor cap. This was his dress cap. And a little boy went off to war. And he came home. He spent time stateside with in a mental health facility here. But my mom said he was never the same. He came back stuttering. And there weren't a lot of, we call it PTSD. They called it shell shock back then. I read his medical records. They said he was very immature for his age. What the hell do you expect? And he did not have a good upbringing. His mom died when he was 2, so he never knew her. And my grandfather was an alcoholic, and he didn't raise his kids. They raised themselves for the most part. He had housekeepers come in, which was his live-in girlfriends. So he didn't really have a lot of support. So I'm going to see him again if you're just coming in. There's my dad, Mike White. And the really only medications my mom said that were available were things that zonked you out, zombied you. We don't have all Zoloft and all the other good stuff we have now. So he drank excessively, and I believe it was a self-medication. And one day it was just too much. He was 49 years old, and he sat on our steps, and there was an argument in the house, and it's not relevant, those things aren't really what it's all about. And he put a gun to his head, and he pulled the trigger in front of my mother and I. And I spent a lot of years resenting it. Well, as I got older, as 8 years old, I mourned him at different stages because as I matured, I understood more. And let me get you guys another care package going. There we go. And I mourned him at different stages, and I was angry. I remember one day I was in therapy. I went out to this graveyard and I screamed at him, "How could you do that? How could you do that?" But I let it go. It was so gone. It was so gone. I let it go that day. I actually had an out-of-body experience that day. I was in the graveyard. It was in December. There was snow on the ground. There's snow on the ground now. And I remember yelling. I can't tell you what I said. I remember crying. And there was a moment that I lost in that graveyard. I remember yelling. And then kind of the next thing I remember, I was sitting on a stone bench. And the sun had really started to lower. So I lost a period of time. But I let a lot go that day. And that was magnificent. But again, as you mature, you learn things. And I decided, I was angry. How could you do that in front of your 8-year-old child? When my kids were 8, I would look at them going, oh my God, I couldn't imagine them seeing what I saw that day. My screen got blurry? Why the hell did my screen get blurry? I know. Is that better? Clear off my camera? Is that any better? Looks good to me. And You're screwing up, Larry. Don't do that. And I was angry. How could you do that in front of your 18-year-old child? How could you do that in front of your child? I mean, I understand it was his choice, and I made peace with that, but I was pissed at him for doing it in front of me, in front of a child. But then I made peace with it. Right or wrong, I made some peace with it. I decided that he was in a lot of pain for a lot of years, no doubt. And he decided he needed to go. And maybe, just maybe, the last thing he wanted to see was his two favorite people in the world was me and my mom. I thought I was going to do this. I even rehearsed. But yeah, we all have a story. Nobody in this chat does not have a story. You all know that. And yeah, this uniform that I got a year ago did me in. I thought I was done crying. I thought I understood. But I really understood when I saw the little boy who went to war. Why is there a sticker on me? So if you're just coming in here, this is not your usual Marsha Riedeville. I apologize. I did get a new M today. So yeah. Oh, I want to show you his pants. I don't want to look at my dad's pants. You know, I'm inappropriate. But here's something fun. Again, this is his dress pants. You see the waist? It's a 24-inch waist. And look at all those buttons. They are all buttons. I would need 12 pair because I would piss myself multiple times a day because I could not get these suckers down in time to pee. Now, anybody knows about Navy pants, there are 13 buttons. They go up and over, and there's this other one. 13 buttons, and they're there. I don't know if that's still the way with Navy uniforms, but my mom told me. The 13 buttons represent the 13 original colonies. And do you see he had the back of it cinched all the way up? Now, my dad was not a big guy. He was 5'6". I'm 4'11". Geez, wonder where I got my mom was 5 foot. There was no chance of me being tall. With a 5'6" dad and a 5 foot mom. Here I am, 4'11". It's the only one that didn't make it to 5. My sister made it to 5'5". My brother made it to 5'10". Me, no 5. Okay. Let's do something fun. I think that's all I want to dump on you. Okay, now that I'm done trauma dumping, let's sell some shit, shall we? I need to invest in good mascara. That's all I'm saying. Now, the theme of this raid train is stitches in strength. And I'm going to another bad time in our country's history is 9/11. And it was very stressful. I mean, anybody who was old enough to be here for 9/11, thank you for the bin purchase. And Tanya and Michelle won that giveaway. Congrats. And one of the things I do to de-stress, everybody de-stress, I knit or I crochet. I've always liked to knit and crochet and things like that. I learned to crochet a long time ago. And after 9/11 and all the horrible things we watched on TV, I had bought some yarn to start an Afghan and I never did. And I pulled them out and I really just lived on a couch for like a week watching all the horrible things and the stories and everything that came out. And I made an Afghan. This is handmade by me. And it was appropriate for the time. I made the American flag. I don't know if I can show it all to you because, I was just knitting until... And I'm ready to let go of her. God, I can't show her all. It just goes on and on. I did measure it. It is 92 by 60. I think you could put this on a bed, a twin-size bed on the back of your sofa. I had it on the back of my sofa. But yeah, it just goes on forever. Because I'm a crazy knitter. But I'm ready to let it go. So I'm going to run it. And Maybe somebody wants to put it on the back of their sofa. And, oh God, we're not starting that for 30 seconds. Good Lord. And she's running now. If anyone needs a flag Afghan, handmade by yours truly, Hippie Llama. Stop, Cassandra. These are all the people who know me in real life. You get a handmade by Marsha Afghan. Don't beat yourself up, don't you dare. So this was from 2001. So, oh shit, that makes it vintage, doesn't it? Oh my God, something I made is vintage. Holy shit. So this is Coming Home with Cassandra. Thank you. Love you. Oh, also, let me run you guys another giveaway, and then we'll have a Bella. We'll have a Bella. I'm looking at Bella. We will have a buyer's giveaway at the end. Let me run more My Hero packages. And because this is Stitches in Strength, I pulled out things that were stitched. This one is the Granny Square. It is 40 by 40. Again, you see it, the colors are just, which when I was measuring this, I noticed something that I didn't notice when I bought it. I thrifted this one. Let me find the darn corner. Where? Of course, I looked at 3 corners. That was the 4th one I needed. But this one has a tag on it. Oh. Can you see that? I think this was like a prayer shawl, like maybe it was a knitting circle at a church. I have tags for mine too. I can stick one on Cassandra if you want my tag on it. I just didn't have tags when I was making that. What is, I don't even know what the hell this says. I'm so rattled. Given with prayers, Trinity Threaders. You agree for her. Thank you, Minnie. So, anybody want hand stitch? I think this was probably made by a bunch of church ladies, probably to give out to people in need or for comfort. And I think this whole raid train is about comfort and finding our happy place. So I'm running this one now. And Bella says, she's taking that one. I like it's the peacock colors, and it's very soft. It really is soft. No, don't beat yourself up unless somebody was bidding against you and I missed it. So we have this beautiful. I know, the creams and the blues, it just makes me think of a peacock. Thank you, Bella. Oh, also, if somebody wants something, I have 2 of these. We'll auction off next. And then, so that way, if you want to get into the buyer's giveaway, it gives you something. But I figured there's some keychains. Be happy today. Somebody needed a little reminder to put their keys on. And I thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna. Oh, you made a first purchase. Ready? 2, 4, 6, 8. Anna's first purchase was really great. Yay, Anna. Thank you, Anna. And I have one more Afghan that my mom made. She made this for my first car. It was browns and beiges, and it was like a plaid. I had a 1977 Chevy Chevette my mom bought for me used. And this was my car blanket. And this has just been laying around too. And just sitting in a closet. All these, trust me, it matched that. It was, when did I get that car? It was like 83, but it was used. But it went with a 77 Chevette, trust me. That thing, anybody have a Chevette back in the day, old enough to have a Chevette? Because those little bastards, they all were known to rust out. Did you have a Chevette? You had a Chevette, Jen? So I don't know if anybody wants this orange thing my mom made, but yeah, I never thought. It was always my favorite one either. I have one more of these keychains. If somebody wants another of the Be Happy keychains. Where's the Be Happy keychain? There we go. Running now. A Be Happy keychain. I think I have 2 of these. So somebody needs to be happy teaching. Oh, Ginger Mom, thank you. And who's getting that giveaway? Oh, it's got one more minute. What's my time? I'm not paying. Okay, I got 8 more minutes. There we go. Thank you. Ginger Mom, was that your first purchase? I didn't notice. Was that your first purchase, my love? I am not the cutest. This hat really is cute. No, that's what I wasn't sure. I thought I was used to seeing you in Cassie's shows, but I forget where I see people. We have a few minutes together. Let's stick to stitches. You know, we like stitches. Let's do some stitches. I pulled out some linens. This is a pillowcase. And she's got all the fleurs. You can see. This looks like something Manny would like. I know. Yeah, this is. Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't hand stitched. I'm sorry. This is printed one. Why did I think that was hand stitched? It's pretty enough. I'll just run it with a hook. Oh, who won? Who won? My 80 baby. Hello. Saw you this morning. Congratulations on that. Did I run all my giveaways yet? Yeah, we got one more buyer's giveaway, but we'll do that at the end. We'll run that quick. So I'm going to run this beautiful printed. I don't know why I thought you could actually embroider on this if you were someone who liked embroidery. We're going to start this off. I do have max shipping on. So, anybody need a pretty pillowcase? You can do a lot with that. You could embroider it yourself. Oh, Minnie's gonna go. I thought this looked like you when I pulled it out of the drawer. And there's Minnie's trinkets. Thank you, Minnie. Let's see what other stuff I have. I have stitches on it because that's what this is stitches and time right there. So we should be doing things with stitches, right? I thought I had pulled enough stuff out. Bear with me a second. Oh, here we go. Does anyone like to embroider? I picked this up. This is new old stock embroider kit that says, for height and depth, no words can reach. Music is the soul's own speech. It's a cross stitch kit. Has the floss and running down. Oh, Potter says I'll take that. Thank you, Potter. Got it on sudden death. Oh well, what the hell? Take sudden. We'll take sudden death now. And again, I found this. This is little bits of some embroidery somebody started. I mean, the stuff's still in a hoop, and they started the cross stitch, and it's the thread and the instructions, and it's all in here. This bag of goodies running now. So if somebody wants to pick up where somebody left off, you know, there's a charity out there that if I wish I had more time. That anyone stop and thank you, Manny. There is a charity out there that if you have a relative who passes and you find a half-finished quilt or an afghan or a piece of embroidery, there are volunteers who you can send them your relatives, deceased relatives' unfinished crafting item, and there are volunteers who will finish it and send it back to you. So you have something from them. And I think that's really a sweet charity. I wish I had more time because I wouldn't mind jumping in. Okay, this is an embroidery, but I just got this, and this is so fucking awesome. It's a pillowcase, a handmade pillowcase. Minnie, are you ready? Because I don't think you're ready for this one. You ready? Do you see the babies and the dolls and all the things? And it's handmade. It was not a part of a sheet set. Somebody made this and put this on the end, and it is so flippin' cute. We're gonna run this now. So here is this flipping. Yeah, I know. I mean, no pressure. I know it just looked like you. I met a guy who cleans out houses. Thank you, Minnie. How am I on time? Like 3 more minutes. Anything else we want to run? I have some other pretty old linens that I got from this guy. It's pink. It's a pillowcase. I don't know why he ended up with a bunch of pillowcases, but I mean, you could do anything you want with these. These, you know, if you sewed, you could use them and use it for something else. It's just too perfect. Thank you, Annie. Put that in your pile. That is Soya. Well, I got one more that's gonna be like Soya. It's is it match that one? What did I say? No, but it's a lot like it. These are all single pillowcases. It's just weird, but they're vintage pillowcases. I got the little fleurs all over them. And somebody ironed these, by the way. I feel like I think this was thank you, Jen. I think this is somebody collected pillowcases. So we're gonna run that one yet. But it is too cute. And I've just learned to sew with a sewing machine last year. And I think, oh, I could use, you know, I see pretty linen, but I think you can make something out of that because Stacy Mal does some pretty things with stuff I find her. All right, we'll run one more and then we will raid out of here. One more pillowcase. That's all the fleurs. All the fleurs. We'll run this pillowcase now. Because this is comfort too. Trying to find comfort items, stitched items, keep with the seam. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, Jen, how am I writing? Stella, love you too. Love you all. Oh, I gotta run the buyer's giveaway. What the fuck? Okay, run my buyer's giveaway. Here we go. We have the all my buyers. Get in there. We have you are awesome. Keep that shit up. Come in. Somebody. So jump in there and we will pull this early. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. We gotta go. Come on. Everybody hop in. Everybody but jump in there. And we are going to redefine by design next. Alrighty, I'm gonna pull that. So all my buyers, get in there. 3, 2, 1. Pulling the winner. And the winner is Bella's Place. And you are awesome. And you keep that shit up. Alrighty, we're out of here. Thank you again to Potter Thrift and to Jen Crow. And we're going to redefine by design. We're going to rate. Why can't I find you? She's on, right? There we go. Sometimes, I swear, whatnot is whatnotting. Flamingos in the chat. See you all.